Journalist Patrick Lagacé was spied upon by the police for months. A total of 24 warrants were granted, and that is absolutely unacceptable. It's disgusting, as one of my colleagues said. When we learned that the RCMP spied on journalist Joël Denis Bellavance here in Ottawa, the Prime Minister refused to launch an investigation. The Minister of Public Safety, can the Minister of Public Safety tell us whether other journalists are being spied upon either by the police or the RCMP or CSIS?
Mr. Speaker, while this current issue is entirely within the jurisdiction of the province of Quebec, and this morning the Premier of Quebec has made a very important pronouncement in that regard, we all, I'm sure, in this House believe profoundly in the freedom of the press. It is a value that is enshrined in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. A Supreme Court judgment has laid out the rules that must be clearly followed, and those high standards are reflected in a ministerial directive that guides the operations of police federally. Police forces need to be assiduous in following.
Well, Mr. Speaker, freedom of the press is not something that a government can just claim to support because, as the minister just himself pointed out, it is enshrined in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. But yesterday he said that, quote, special care must be taken by police when investigations and journalism intersect. We're not talking about police stumbling into journalists. We're talking about police surveillance of the media in Canada in the 21st century. How can we believe this government respects press freedom when the minister refuses to say whether or not other journalists are currently under surveillance?
Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the point is very clear. The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled on this very issue. The Supreme Court has laid out explicitly the 5-part test that needs to be satisfied when these issues arise. Those same values are embodied in the ministerial directive that applies to police operations at the federal level. It is very clear that freedom of the press is something that matters to all Canadians, and this government, and I expect every member of this House, will defend that freedom vigorously.
The honourable member for Outremont.
Defending that freedom means doing something when we learn that a journalist here in Ottawa, like Joël Denis Bellavance, is under police surveillance, and that minister did nothing in the Joël Denis Bellavance case. That's the reality.